Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It's 20 to 6 in the evening, so good afternoon, good evening. Maybe by the time I finish this, good night. So welcome. It's Ali. We Scott and Yorkshire. And this is the first, hopefully, of regular floss updates. Flosstube updates even. I think this is number 26, but don't take that as gospel because it probably isn't. So yeah, Happy New Year. It is the 2nd of January 2026. How did we get here? Yeah, I turned 65 last year and I'm still like, yeah, I'm now officially going towards my dotage, as we would call it. So yeah, hello, I'm rambling now. So I did mention yesterday when I did roll the dice, more of that in a moment, that I would do a WIP parade today to start off the new year. Oh, you lucky things. God help me. So where's the best place to start? Where is the best place to start? I suppose because I've already mentioned it, roll the dice is probably the best place to start. So I'll put my specs on so I can see what I'm doing. I'll just pop that there. You've got cold. I'll have to get a fresh one later. Right, specs on. I can see what I'm doing now. Okay, so if you don't know what roll the dice is, I'll give you a quick sort of overview. Roll the dice, basically I have 12-sided dice and I have picked 12 projects that I want to work on throughout the year. When we first started doing this, we started in March because we were at a retreat. I am thinking possibly maybe next year, start in January. If you do roll the dice with me, do let me know what you think. If you would rather start in January or if you're quite happy to stay with it starting in March, just let me know and we'll sort it. As I say, I choose 12 projects. Those projects will either be ones that have already been started, so are WIPs, but they need a bit of a kick in the pants to get going again. I also do 5 and 5, which is 5 days for 5 projects in the month. One of those projects will be the Roll the Dice project, and that allows me to do, if I've got a project that possibly has come from Roll the Dice, which I am really enjoying and very keen to try and move it on quite a bit. So I keep it in 5 of 5 so it gets worked on every month rather than just once a year. So there's a bit of a crossover there. So I've got a mixture of WIPs and I usually choose at least 2 new starts. Because you can't go a whole year without a new start, can you? And when I think, as of yesterday, I've had 5 new starts in the last 4 months, even if I haven't really been stitching much, but we'll get to that. So, right, let's start. I've been trying to sort of organise myself here, so I'm rolling up my sleeve. I'm, I'm in business. Right, okay, so first one at the basket. I like baskets. Show you. This is my roll the dice basket. And that was, I won a raffle prize at work, and it was from a local health shop, and it was full of healthy stuff like nuts. There was teas, different teas like echinacea tea and all that type of stuff. There was some organic chocolates. It was a lovely little basket full of stuff, and because I like baskets so much, I kept hold of the basket and I thought that'll come handy for something, and it has. So number one in my roll the dice is Jardin Privé Cat Lovers. And again, I was talking about this yesterday when I did roll the dice. This is going to be the final one in roll the dice. I had two numbers left, number 1 and number 12, and number 12 came out yesterday. So this will get worked on in February, and to be honest, I can't wait because I absolutely love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So hold your horses, Lois, it's coming out. And Lois, I will see you in 3 weeks. 3 weeks tomorrow. Yeah, 3 weeks tomorrow, I think. We were trying to work it out the other day. So, this is where I am with this. I'll just fold that in there like that. And you can see, whoops, come on Ellie. There you go. Colours are absolutely lovely. And although the cats look black, they are actually done in a very, very dark brown. I think it's 3799. So look at that. No, it's 3021. But I think it's nice because obviously I now have a little black cat of my own, my little shadow, who's currently downstairs with her sister, hopefully snoozing. And when I finish up here, I'll go down and feed them and get something sorted out for my tea as well. I keep forgetting what day it is. I keep thinking today's Saturday for some reason. So that is Cat Lovers. I love Jardin Privé. Natalie is such a lovely designer. I've got quite a lot of her stuff, has to be said. And it's just lovely. It is just lovely. So, okay, so that's number 1. So I'll put these here and then I can put them back in the box, or the basket even. So number 2, it's coming out, is Maggie the Mess Maker. I saw this at Knit and Stitch show in, no, it was either Glasgow or Harrogate. I do know it was a very long time ago, but I saw it and I just totally fell in love with it. It's a Charles Wizocki design, who sadly died a couple of years ago. He did, what else did he do? He did Two Put. He did Frederick the Literate. There's quite a few others that he's done. I do have two put in there. I've got it as a kit, so it's in that basket there. I will get around to it eventually, but yeah, I love this. It's one of those where you've got various different depths of your stitches, so you'll have there's quite a lot of half cross stitch, and it'll either be 3 strands or 2 strands or 1 strand, or you'll get blends, two of one strand and one of another. So it can be, you've got to pay attention when you're doing it. Now the bit, I'll show you the whole thing first. There we go. So that's where I am at the moment. Right, now just let me fold this over so that I can show you where I was working on it when it came out a while ago. I took this on holiday with me. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. No, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. I didn't get a lot of it done because I discovered while I was away that I'd gone wrong somewhere. Well, not somewhere, I knew exactly where I'd gone wrong. I'd gone wrong over here, and I was working on this little doggy while I was away, getting some quiet stitching time in the cabin. I was on a cruise. Discovered that I don't like cruising, so I spent a lot of time in the cabin. So I had to take back some of this, it's like a plant stand, pot stand or whatever, and started working it up again. So this little chappie is now finished. He's actually a tape measure, so his tongue, you can see it comes down there and goes down there, and there's the end of it there. So his tongue is the tape measure, which I think is adorable. I'd love to know where the button is to wind him back up again. So the bit that I was working on this last time was this bit in here, which is all done in half cross stitch, and it's this, I'll just pop that down there now. It's this bit here, this plant, which is very dense, and it's got a lot of confetti stitching as well as the half cross stitches. I'm determined I'm going to get it finished. I have started doing a little bit coming across here, but I really want to get that bit finished so that I then can finish off this corner and then sort of either move down or move across to the other corner and then move down and get Maggie done herself, because it is Maggie the mess maker after all, and she deserves to be seen. So, say I didn't get as much done as I would like. It was just at the start of, I've been off ill for most of the last 4 months, and my mojo, not just for stitching but everything, crochet, knitting, you name it, even reading. And I mean, I quite enjoy sitting stitching and watching tennis. I watch a lot of tennis, and even watching some of the tennis, I couldn't tell you who won. You know, I'd be watching it, but really it just wasn't sinking in. My brain has been completely mush. But I've spent some time, myself and some of the Cheshire girls had a little virtual on Monday of this week, and that was lovely. It was so nice, just sitting, chatting away, and seeing what everybody was stitching on, and it was great fun. It was really, really good. And then on Tuesday, Janine and I had a little session, just the two of us, and that was lovely, chatting away and stitching away. And I find it kind of encourages me to stitch when I'm having a virtual chat with someone. I was chatting to Karen on Christmas Eve, not virtually, just, you know, messaging back and forwards, but we kept each other going, and we both managed to get a bit of stitching done that evening, so that was nice. But yeah, sometimes you just need someone there to sort of say, look, I'm stitching, you pick up your stitching too, and, you know, even if it's just a few stitches, you're stitching. So yeah, it was lovely, so thank you, girls. You've helped no end. Right, next one is Enchanted Mermaid. She is just stunning, as you will see in a minute. Obviously it's memorabilia. It's one of these designs that you see it and you think, I want to do that, I need to do that. So I'm doing it. So I'm going to make a prediction here. I predict that Enchanted Mermaid will be finished in 2026. And you're all going to hold me to that, please. Keep giving me a kick up the bum. So here she is. All I need to do now is the Krynex and the beading, and she's done. She's already got a lot of the Krynex done and the top half, so there's Krynex done in her hair and the leaves and in the bodice, and I started doing some of the Krynex at the top part of the tail. So I've got the rest of the tail to do, and the beautiful bits all sort of hanging around. And then she'll be done. And then I've got to save all my pennies up to get her framed, because I have a spot downstairs that she is going to go on. So she is being done on a sparklies fabric, and it is called, I think it's a Brittany. My project book is downstairs. I'm not as organised as I thought I was. But yeah, it's I think it's a Brittany, and it's by Sparklies, and it's called Cancer. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's it, that's the one. So that's that's only 3. Right, here we go. Next, and we've got another mermaid. And this mermaid is, well, just going back to Enchanted Mermaid, Gilly, one of my lovely friends from the Scottish Stitchers, who I see in March and November. I will be seeing you in March, girls. Can't wait. Not just girls, Stuart too. So I'll get called out if I don't mention Stuart. So Jilly said, I want you to have Enchanted Mermaid finished, because I want you to bring her with her, because she's doing it. She wants to see it finished. Okay. And I do have another mermaid that she wants to see as well. So, but it's not a memorabilia. So this one is Renaissance Mermaids. She's lovely. Look at all that hair. Another lovely friend who goes to Scottish Stitches, Barbara. She has finished this, and she had it with her when we met in November, and it was on the finishers table, and it was beautiful, absolutely stunning. So I'm on a mission to get moving on this. So let's pop that in there, and let's see if we got to when this came out. Right, I'll just fold her in half. There we go. So this is where I've got to. I wanted to get at least part of an arm in there. So when she gets picked up again, hopefully I'll get more of the hair done, a bit of the body done. I want to get the move up and get the head done, and the arm that's sort of stretched out holding that beautiful bag, and then I'll get down to the tail, and the tail is stitched in. Oops, what's the beads? Molly. It is stitched in Karen's. Down there. Oh. Come on, where are they? They're in here somewhere. There it is. It's Karen Water Lilies. So we've got this one, which is sea glass. And that is just stunning. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's so soft. I love stitching in silks. They're so tactile. And the other one is it is blueberry. There we go. You can see some of the variegation in there. Lovely, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, there's those, there's the silks, there's the Krynics, and then of course I've just lost my pillow. Where'd it go? Oh, it fell down the back. There we go. I should swap my other pillow over when I'm doing this. I go backwards and forwards all the time. So these are the beads, and there are some treasures in there as well. Let's see. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. So yeah, lots of beads, lots of treasures. And oh, yeah, I think once Enchanted Mermaid is finished, this one will definitely get a lot more love. The fabric again is Sparkly's fabric. It was a kind of one-off. I think it was a retreat basically, because she used to do, I don't know if she still does it, whenever she was invited to take her shop to a retreat, she would do a die specifically for that retreat, and I think that was one of them. But again, when I was looking for fabric to do Renaissance Mermaid, Kate was at the Harrogate show, and I went in and I said, right, this is what I've been thinking. She didn't have either of the ones that I'd been thinking about. She came out with that, she said, what do you think? And I thought, yeah, it's just perfect. It's just perfect. So, yeah, if you're looking for a beautiful hand-dyed fabric, best place to go is Kate at Sparkly. She's just amazing. Right, that's not to say that everybody else that does hand-dyed fabrics aren't amazing as well, but Kate's a friend, so got to give her a bigger up a bit. Right, okay, so moving on, we have going from mermaids to fairies. We've got Wind Moon Fairy. And I had to order this from America because I could not get it over here, either in chart form or in kit form. It's Dimensions Gold collection, and it really is, it's beautiful, absolutely stunning. Again, this was one of those that you see it and you think, I want to do that, I love it, I want to do it, so I'm doing it. So let's pop her back in here. I was going to say shove her back in here, but that's not very nice. She's a dainty lady, so we don't shove her anywhere. So again, this is another sparkly fabric. It's called Winter Skies. I swapped out it was just a sort of grey Ada that was in the kit, and I kind of thought, nah. So I went for Winter Skies, and that's where I am. And again, there's a little black cat in this one, and I didn't have shadow when I first got this, or cat lovers, so it's yeah. It's quite funny how that's worked out. I have now got a beautiful little black cat of my own, and I've got these designs which have got black cats in them. So there we go, just pop that there. Okay, right, moving on. Next one is Carousel. This is an all yesterday's design. In fact, the chart's still downstairs. I've been working on this in December. It is a lovely design. Currently working on this lady here. Oops, that's going to fall. Come on, stay there. Don't fall. Okay, so this is the whole thing. And over. this is where I am. I had hoped to get a little bit more finished. I've almost finished the blouse, so what I might do is keep this out, finish off the blouse and maybe get the skirt started. But we've got the chap, a little boy in his sailor suit and a little girl in a romper suit just at the side there. It's a lovely design. It was gifted to me by a lady called Alison, who used to be part of our Knit Natter group in the days before pandemic. And she'd been helping an elderly lady moving to sheltered housing or a nursing home, and this lady had been a cross stitcher, and obviously they were downsizing, and because of the rage she wasn't able to stitch anymore. So Alison had said, I know someone that stitches, and was given permission to bring the stuff to me. So I said that I would finish this off. So it is lovely, and it'll be nice, it'll be lovely when it's finished. Right, stay there. Okay, sorry, brass traps are making a bid for freedom. Okay, moving on. We have a fleur-de-lis kit, which is Anchor, I think, yes it is. Put that there. This is called Honeybees. And when I first got this, I wasn't overly sure about it. It was a gift. It was an exchange in a group that I was in Yahoo groups, if anybody remembers them, which were the forerunner of Facebook. And as I say, it was gifted to me through an exchange, and I sort of put it to one side and said, well, you know, I'll think about it. I'll maybe go back to it in a little while, and maybe I will have changed my mind about it. And sure enough, my mind did change, because it is lovely. That's where it is at the moment. So when I started it, I was running a round robin group, and I decided that this was going to be the piece that I wanted to use. So the top half up there, they've all been done by the ladies that were in the round robin group. And the bottom half, which is the sort of frame with the bumblebee and the flowers, I said that I would do that. So it's been a lot. Again, it's been bitty. There's been a lot of confetti, especially in the flowers. There's been half stitches, quarter stitches, full stitches. I don't think there's any blends, but I'm willing to bet that I've got that entirely wrong. Just let me move that needle. There we go. So I'm getting very close to a finish with it, and every year it comes out, I say, oh, maybe this time, and something always happens, and I never get to spend as much time as I want on it. So we'll see what comes about, you know, when Roll the Dice starts up again in March. I don't think there's anything there so far that I want to not have in Roll the Dice. I may have to look at it when we get around to, you know, get into towards the end of February and have a look and see what what I want to stitch and what I want to lay aside for a year. Okay, so now this one, this is called Yoda's Hill. And this is by Diane Gradner, who is an American artist. I think she has a gallery in Ohio. I was just looking to see if it says it. Doesn't really say anything there. So I started stitching this for my mum. My mum died in 2005, so that shows you how long I've been working on it. I didn't work on it for a very long time after Mum died, because I just didn't have the heart to work on it. I just, too many memories attached to it. So this is where it is at the moment. So I finished off that tree, and started work on some little girls on a sled. Little girl in pink is one of them. And I'm going to keep going with it. I want to finish it. I'm not sure when I finish it what I will do with it. At one point when it was after Mum died, I almost bought a stitching shop, and my thought then was, I'm not sure I could have it framed in the house, but I could have it hanging in the shop. Of course that never happened, so that kind of went out the window a bit. We're getting close to the end here. Okay, and here we have another Mirabilia. So this one is, must have got a bit damp. It's Roses of Provence. Lovely lady in a nice frock. Right, can I get that? Do you know what? Just rub it back in there. She's getting short. So I am working this on another sparklies. It's an opalescent. It's called Misty Morn. And that's where I've got to with it. So I've kind of come down. Actually, is that? Yeah, it is the right way. No, it's that way. Sorry. It's that way. So this bit here is going over to the bit there's a sort of checkered underskirt in her dress, and this is this bit here. It's coming on. I must admit, I'm not enjoying this one as much as I thought, and I don't know if it's because I've chosen an opalescent fabric, So I don't know. I will probably keep it in. Sorry. I will probably keep it in five. Roll the dice, but I'll make that decision when I get to it. I'm hoping that they're not going to all disappear down there. Okay, so this was one of the new starts in Roll the Dice this year, and I absolutely adore this. It's a Bare Tree Forest by Little House Needleworks. And it's just adorable. Absolutely love it. And that's where I got with it. Oh, that's back to front. There we go, that's better. You can see it now. In fact, let me fold that bit over. There we go. There you go. You can see it a bit better now. Bears are just gorgeous. Really, really enjoying this. I've got a feeling it will work up very quickly. Been wanting to do it for absolutely ages. Sorry, I'm just a little bit wheezy. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to working on this one again. It's just lovely. Doing it on the called for threads. The fabric is some even weave fabric that I had. It's a sort of very pale sage green, and it is really, really nice. So I'm going to pop that in there. Go. And then we have, this was another new start. And this is Plum Street Samplers Capile. And since I started working on this, or deciding that this was the one I was going to do, I've discovered that she's done a whole series of these piles, if you like, and there's tortoises, there's pigs, there's sheep, there's all sorts. It's just it's a nice little design. It's actually the first one that I've ever worked on Follett's Charts. I mean, I love her designs, but this, as I say, this is the first time I've actually I've got no idea which way is up on this. I think it might be that way. There you go. And that is on a lovely piece of linen that I picked up at Create Nostalgia when I was there in October with some of the Cheshire girls for my birthday. They were very kind to me and gave me some vouchers to spend on the day, and boy did I spend. So that was number 11 on the list, and this here is number 12. And number 12 is Nantucket Rose. by Lavender and Lace. And she is lovely. She's a beautiful lady. She's my Anne of Green Gables. So put that back in there. Now I had started this, or I was going to start it originally, on that same green that I'm using for Bare Tree Forest. But I had to think about it, and I got some lovely pale blue Jobelan. That's back to front alley. And I made a start. Trying to see where I am. I think it's... absolutely no idea what end is up. Hang on, let me get the picture out again. I'll try and work it out. Right, so yeah, it's that way. So I didn't get a lot done, but it started, and that's the main thing. My friend Jo is also doing this, and she's way ahead of me. She's a very speedy stitcher, is Jo. So she'll have it finished way, way, way before I will. But I will take it slowly, and I will enjoy every stitch. Okay, so that was Roll the Dice. And the one that I'm working on is this one. So I'm going to leave that out because it'll go back downstairs with me. Sorry, bra straps playing up again. So, put these back in. Oops, there goes my inhaler. I have them in numerical order, obviously. Knew that was going to happen. Okay, so those are all back in there, barring the one that fell on the floor, and the one that's going back downstairs with me. So, I did mention 5 and 5, so I'll pull those out and let you see them. So as I said, I have 4 that I work on, plus whatever Roll the Dice project. So from the 1st to the 5th I will work on one, and then 6th till the 10th the second one, 11th to the 15th the third, and 16th to the 20th the fourth, and then the rest of the month gets devoted to Roll the Dice, and it seems to work. Now this one is going to go into 5 and 5 this year. I started this in November when I was at the Scottish retreat. We're doing a stitch along of the Tiny Towns by Heart and Hand. So I am doing a Honey of a Tiny Town. Oh, it's alright. I was going to dismiss that because the alarm, the 6:30 alarm's just gone off. But you can't hear it, so that's alright. So yeah, So it's Honey of a Tiny Town. And we're all doing different ones. A lot of them are doing the Nativity. I wanted to do something a bit different. So using fabric, a little bit of fabric that was left over from my, just let me dismiss that, it was annoying me. My Little House Needleworks seasonal samplers, so it's the same fabric, which is 28 count linen antique ivory, and that's where I've got to on mine. So I want to keep it in my 5 and 5 to move it along, because I really would like to get it finished. And I didn't know, it was when I was up at the stitching retreat last March, the one that I didn't tell anybody that I was going to. The only ones that knew were Donna and Angie. And Angie only knew because she asked me a direct question, and I knew if I lied to her she'd kill me. So I'm still standing, and so's Angie. I don't think Maureen's forgiven her yet. But it's all good fun. So it's been stitched in the Cold For Classic Colourworks and Weeks Dye Works, which were gifted to me by a very generous friend. So thank you, darling. My face when this little package popped through the door. She did tell me there was a package on its way, and then it popped through the door and my jaw hit the floor. Right, that's goes in there. Okay, what's this? Oh yes. Fana, as we used to say. So some of the Cheshire Stitchers are having a little bit of a stitch along. We all started on the 1st of December, and we're doing Christmas Parade, my cottage garden samplings, which is just adorable. And Di and Louise have finished already. Talk about speedy needles. They obviously don't have enough to do. But they've both done an absolute beautiful job on it. I'm not quite as far along as they are. So this is where I am, and yes, I have got it in a hoop because the fabric is quite long that way. So I put it in a hoop. So this is where I've got to. I had that heart in and out more times than a violinist's elbow. I just kept going wrong with it, and then Di suggested to do the inner pink heart, and that would help keep my eye in when I was stitching, and it worked. Whoops, sorry. So I finished off the pink. The little white motifs I stitched on Christmas Eve when I was chatting to Karen, and I've done a little bit on it, as you can see. Started filling in the heart, and then I can decide whether I'm going to go up or down or sideways. It's gorgeous. There are only, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 10 shades. It's all DMC, and it's just beautiful. So that will stay in 5 and 5 because I want to get it finished. I would like to get it finished and hopefully framed, and maybe have it up on the wall at Christmas at the end of this year. We will see. Right, what's this? Oh, this is my New Year start. Right, let me get, I'll just call it up first. Okay. Just talk amongst yourselves while my Kindle decides to shift itself. Just looking at time, 55 minutes, that's not bad. Okay, so I'll just make this a little bit better so you can see it. A little bit better, a little bit bigger even. So there we go. It's called Summer in the Country and it's by Stitches Through the Years. And where's it gone? Come on. What are you doing? Swear to God, my Kindle, I've got a mind of its own. There. Oops. It is beautiful. So I started that yesterday and I did what I thought was very well on it. I did 100 stitches and I thought, great. Then I realised that what I was stitching was actually this panel at the bottom, this green panel. So I wasn't even in the middle. Honestly, I'm useless. So I had to unpick all of that, find the middle. I've started, so I've done a bee. I'll show you that. Spent all that time stitching. Honestly, story of my life at the moment. But at least I stitched. So, there we go. There we go. One little bee. Where is he? There he is. Cute little thing. So, this is going to stay in my 5 and 5 because I absolutely love it. I may be swapping some of my 5 and 5 around. So I also need to put this into a project bag. So I need to sort that out. Just hold that like that. So again, this is using the called for threads. So it's Weeks Dye Works and Classic Colourworks, and there's one DMC in there as well, and it's on 28 count Bon Jobelin, which is my, I should probably guess by now, my go-to fabric. Right, okay, stay there. So the others are in here. Out of places to put things. So let's see if I can find this. I don't have it on Pattern Keeper. Let me see if I can find it on. Gosh, my hands are cold. I really should finish off those gloves or the wristlets that I'm knitting myself. I've done the first one. I haven't got around to doing the second one. Right, so there it is. there you go. So that's quilts. Beautiful, beautiful design. It's a long dog sampler. So I'm doing this one. Tarina is also doing this one. So we're keeping each other company. And I had a page finish. I started it before I had Pattern Keeper. So that's my first page finish. The colours are just amazing, they're beautiful. And I'm stitching it in the called for threads, which are all gassed, I think. So in a second I'll check that. Sorry, threads are tangled everywhere. So yeah, that's them. They're all gassed threads. That's the palette. Really lovely. Very, very autumnal. It's just gorgeous. I saw someone stitching this several years ago and I thought that is just right up my street. I love Amish designs, and where did I put, oh there it is, excuse me. I went straight out and bought it and eventually got it started, and it's fabulous. I just love it. So there's that. Then there's this, and this is, what am I doing just now? I'm doing this one. So this is the seasonal samplers. No, it's not. I'm doing that one. By Little House Needleworks. So the one that I'm working on at the moment is the autumn one. And again, I started this in November when I was up at the Scottish Stitching Retreat. Don't be making a bid for freedom, you. So the whole thing. So we've got spring and summer there, and as you can see, I've started autumn. Didn't get very much done of it because it took me absolutely ages to get it placed correctly. Every time I tried it, it just was, I was out. I was about to stitch out and I just couldn't get it sorted. So the lovely little designs, they come with the called for classic colourworks. So you get threads with the chart. They stitch up very, very quickly. So as I say, I'm doing autumn at the moment, and then after autumn it will be winter. So once I finish, it will, I'm thinking I'll probably make it into a cushion. It would be nice up here or next door in the spare room, which is slowly being invaded by the craft room. Okay, so next is, and this is another one that's on there it is. This one's on Pattern Keeper. this is by Croquetta Go Go and it's called Winter Sampler. Hang on a second, I'll just get that to try and get it so it's not getting, you're not getting blinded by the light. There we go. You can just about see that. It's not very... Oh, come on, Ali. There, that's better. So I'm currently working in the middle, so I've done the 2 squirrels and I've done one of the foxes. I've done the wreath in the centre, although I haven't added my initials or the date yet. Can't wait to get down and do that moose. He is just adorable. I saw this. It was a lady called Stitching Bunny in America. It was a couple of years ago now, and it was her very first floss tube, and she was stitching this, and I was like, oh my god, you know, that I need to do that. One of those moments. So this is where it is. I'll just put that top bit down. Here we go. So we've got our squibbles, we've got the central wreath, we've got the tree, and we've got Mr. Fox, who is just gorgeous. It's not been worked on for a little while. As I said, I completely and utterly lost my stitching mojo, and for all the time, given that I've been off for about 4 months, I've barely stitched at all. Which is, it's not like me, because normally I would be sat there stitching away. So the threads are all, I haven't sort of put them onto bobbins or anything, but they're all DMC. Really nice colours. You know, it is a winter sampler, but lots and lots of colour in it, so it is lovely. Project bag made by the lovely Stuart McCook, and those are chickadees, I'm reliably informed, by the lovely Tammy. Okay, and one more, I think. Don't think there's anything else in here. No, this is the last one. So here we go again with the, there we go, and this is, so this is another Stitches Through the Year chart, and it's called Spring Awakening. Just lovely. Lots of snowdrops. I was calling them acorns at one point, but you don't get acorns in spring, do you? They're definitely snowdrops. Took a while for the penny to drop. So, and again, this one hasn't had any love for a while. I'll just throw that over the back. But this is where I've got to on it. Just absolutely love it. So I'm at the point now, not sure whether I'm going to go up or sideways with this, but 5 and 5 is on again. I'm going to spend a couple of days on my New Year's Day start, and then I will pick up one of these and they will get some love. Again, it's all DMC and it's been stitched on my go-to Joberlin 28 count bone. Right then, I think that's everything. cast on a pair of socks, and that's as far as I've got. That's the wall. Just chuck that in there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is call a halt there, because we've gone, it's over an hour. You'll be getting bored and checking your watches and yawning and thinking, I need to go and make my tea. So, as I do. So what I will do is, in 2 weeks' time, I will give you an update on obviously what I've been stitching over these 2 weeks, and show you some of the long-standing WIPs that are in that basket in the corner over there that occasionally shout very loudly, and occasionally one of them manages to get into this magic basket here, just occasionally though. So yeah, that's it. I'm back to work on Monday. Really not looking forward to it. I don't feel that I'm ready to go back to work. My GP doesn't think I'm ready to go back to work, and the consultant at Occupational Health doesn't think I'm ready to go back to work. But somebody at work has obviously purchased a medical degree from the internet and decided that that I should be back at work. So I've not had an awful lot of say in the matter, and we'll just have to see how it goes. You know, it is what it is, and as of now I can say I'm retiring next year. It's no longer in 2027, it is next year now, and to be honest, it can't come soon enough. I just don't want to be where I am, but obviously being 65, there was absolutely no way I'd get a job anywhere else, because people of this age don't get jobs, because they go to younger people, and that seems to be the way that my current employers are looking at things as well. So hey ho, what can you do? So I am going to toddle off downstairs. I'll go and feed the kits, sort out my tea, and then get some stitching done this evening. There will be some tennis on later on today. The United Cup is on in Perth in Australia, so I'm looking forward to watching some good tennis, and it might help with the stitching a bit, you never know. I've got coming on, I should have been at Knit Natter tomorrow, but it's been cancelled. I've got WI next week. I've got some medical appointments this coming week. I'm through at the Cheshire Stitching Day the weekend, so I think it's Saturday is the 17th of January, so I'm really looking forward to that, because obviously I've not been through since October, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody, except Tarina, because she'll be away on holiday, so she will be missed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's giving me something to aim for, and as I said, I've got a couple of the Cheshire girls are going to be at the Yorkshire retreat in March, so we're going to meet up for dinner either the Friday or the Saturday night, which will be lovely, and then I'll be up in Scotland, in Cumbernauld, for the March stitching retreat up there, and I can't wait. I'm thinking I might take myself off for a little holiday somewhere. I feel as if I need a proper break, but I'm playing it by ear at the moment, but hopefully I will get my planned holiday in October in Malta. I'm desperate to see my friends over there. So yeah, lots to look forward to this year with stitching and with travelling. And hopefully health will improve enough for me to enjoy it. But we'll see how things go. So I will see you all in 2 weeks' time, and hope you had a safe entry into 2026. And happy stitching, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you later. Bye.